What's up, guys? Tim in the North, back on the ranked ladder, AoE 2 Definitive Edition. Anyway, we are in Border Dispute today. This is an interesting map. I feel like it usually ends within the first 2 minutes because of this. Usually there's whoever gets more food, the other person just quits. But not today. Not today. We have some aggression today. We do fight over food, but it's going to go a lot longer than that. I see the opponent's scout early in the match, and speaking of my opponent, they are Moon 182 playing as the Byzantines. I think they mirrored me, unless they also picked the Byzantines. But yeah, so I'm in blue, opponent in red. I'm bringing in the second boar. My opponent is also bringing in a boar here. And I want to see if I can stop this, because they just walked right back, and I got it. So, very frustrating for my opponent, I'm sure. I figured I'd hit the Vil here. What a mess. What an absolute mess. My scout's in pretty rough shape. I don't want to lose it, so I'm going to run to my town center, and my opponent's going to lose their scout. So, all that happening while boars were pulled. I got 2. I'm sorry, I got 3. My opponent got 2. So nobody ran away with them all. But that's going to take care of the boars in the middle. I feel like that's the point of this map. It's not necessarily who can be most efficient with their boars as much as who can get more boars. So a lot of food sitting here, rotting on the ground. You see it slowly ticks away. So it's not the end of the world. I have 3 here. We all have pigs, berries, and we have chickens. So no pushing this time, so that's why we're allowed to be a little bit more aggressive with our scouts in the beginning. So yeah, we have Byzantines, both sides, defensive civs, so buildings have a little bit more HP. Camel riders are a lot cheaper, so there's some use to them. I feel like they're also weaker as Byzantines. I have to look into that. It just feels that way with some of the other matches I've run into. But yeah, we're in for an interesting one. I would say this isn't like a typical normal match here the way this plays out. I am 43 seconds idle TC time, which is, I would say, pretty typical for what I end up doing. But yeah, the one thing I do struggle with on this map is wood. Wood lines are terrible. Especially, I mean, here it doesn't look too bad, but when you got the small tree mods on, it's like I have 4 trees I can cut down. My opponent going for a house here. Okay, they just put it in the back. I don't know. That's right next to the berries. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna speed this up just a little bit because Dark Age things are Dark Age things. There's not a whole lot that's gonna happen here. You could play for fish here. There is, you could drop a mill and do fish, but really the thing is the chickens are here. It's hard to drop a mill, I think, on the sand. I think you have to do a step off, so it's also kind of dangerous. So it's better off just going for the chickens and then going for the berries last is how I usually play it. Opponent also going for chickens. So we're almost in sync on what we're doing. My efficiency is at 90s, which is pretty awesome. Opponent's down in the 80s. I'm not sure what really caused it. I would expect mine to be lower because I ran all the way over here for wood, but it is balancing out now. So, working on the pigs. My opponent's also working on pigs, and I am going to drop a barracks here. So, I would like to do a little early game pressure, is what I'm hoping to do. I've done a terrible job at scouting. My opponent now wants to wall up their base. I guess my opponent, this made my opponent feel some kind of way. So he comes forward with 8 Vils to try and attack the barracks. Unfortunately, my scouts, cooked. So he's not gonna be able to do too much here. I have Vils on food here. I'm worried about a tower coming, actually. So that's why I'm like, well, what the hell am I gonna do? It's going to take these guys a while to get the barracks down, so I'm not super worried about it. So I'm going to garrison inside and then pop out when I have, stuff going on here. I probably could have taken this fight instead of walking around as much as I did with my other vills coming up here. And I want to drop a watchtower to see if I can hit a couple of these guys. I wanted to drop a house here to see if I could block these vills in. I'm going to turn this down. It's a little loud on my end. So now I'm coming in with the scout. I'm going to lose the scout. But it acts as a target that my opponent's going to have to, you know, click and then click off of and click another unit when it dies. So we have some losses here. I'm going to lose this vill. My opponent's going to lose their vill. Okay. 2-1 on the eco. I did lose... I didn't get the man-at-arms. I did lose militia. So no need to go into the town center fire there. So we'll pull back. And you know, that fight will stop for a little while. I have 2 militia here. I have this house that's sitting here. I want to repair the barracks a little bit in case I feel like doing a little bit more pressure. But how are things going on with our bases? My opponent does have did drop down into the 60s from all that they're recovering right now. I dropped down in the 40s because I did pull quite a bit, and I have quite a bit sitting here right now because I'm trying to figure out what the hell I do from here. I don't have much wood because I have 5 on that mill. Opponent's probably a little bit more balanced than I am. I do have some on stone, so there's things that I want to do. This vill is going to come forward. My militia spot this. And I think he's going to get back to the town center in time. Jesus, 140 for idle town center. Alright. Got out of there just as man-at-arms was coming through. My opponent's not opting for a barracks yet. Largely because wood is a bit of an issue. So they don't have any other production buildings done because they don't have the barracks. They are dropping... They do have vills on stone. I'm going to put a tower here because I have man-at-arms. And I figured, you know what? I can apply a little bit of pressure still. So I put this house here to try and block and protect this if they came back through. And then, you know, I see this now. This tower is going to go up a lot faster than mine is. My opponent invested a lot more of his vills into this. And it is kind of risky to try and get this tower. Oh my god. We made it to 97.18%. And I just crushed it there because I don't think this guy was going to get the hammer down on it. I probably could have left it there and made him, like, you know, hold all these vills in here because that's hurting the worker efficiency. So my man-at-arms sneak in from back here, get some work in. I wanted to attack the tower here, but it seems like the blades from the mill were making it impossible for me to click it, and I was trying to click up top, and I was clicking the house in game. So that's why the man-at-arms didn't do much more there. So 7 on wood, 5 on wood for my opponent. We are both just now getting to farms. We've gone through our berries. I still have a little bit more berries. But yeah, the interesting parts are going to be coming soon. My opponent's trying to wall up here. My opponent is attacking this house. But yeah, we're 28, 29 or 30, sorry. In terms of vills, my opponent did get up to was just climbing to 246 on idle TC time, so we've been distracted. I will say that. So 2 vills on stone, 1 still playing around with the chickens. I got a lot of vills here that were still on berries. 9. I'm trying to pull them back and get them on wood because obviously there's a bit of a wood crisis going on. But yeah, so my opponent is going to move from this side. I believe I saw this. Yeah, I see this in my view. The Byzantines do get, what is it? Town Watch and Town Patrol for free. So there is extended range here, from my base. I think, Town Watch does. So that's why I have a little bit of visibility. He's trying to see more of what I'm trying to do. I'm going to drop a market finally, and now my opponent wants to drop a watchtower. So he's going to fire onto my stone. I see this. I bring forward 2 Vils. This isn't the idea Vil to bring. He's already kind of hurt and beat up. I wanted to try to contest this because this is my stone, and I wanted to be able to drop a castle to save myself. I do have the stone back here still, but I'm walled off from this. I'm not going to be able to do much. So while it will take a bit, this watchtower is going to go up. So getting close to being able to go to Castle Age. I think I slow up on Vils here because I do want to get to Castle Age, so I decide to drop a tower here myself. I probably should have moved this up closer to here maybe, or maybe here. But I wanted to protect the gold. But hindsight now, I probably should move up a little bit, made him walk around a little bit further to try and press the stone. But back here, opponent's dropping the market. Walled up his gold here. He's got 1 person on gold. He's got a lot of gold though. 500. He has been making units though, so there is that. Blacksmith coming in. I wanted to grab fletching and realized I didn't have the blacksmith yet. So right here, my thought is he's trying to move around my base. It's taking him a while to put towers up, so if I build some houses, it's going to force him to walk around rather than just, you know, being able to easily get around is what my mentality is here. Whether that, you know, helps or not, I don't know. But I wanted to do something to slow this down. This tower's up now. He's gonna try protecting it with some walls, which is fine. And I have officially moved my mining camp back on that stone. I want to get back on stone because, like I said, I want to get to a castle, and I'm pretty far from it now. And I can't even drop another town center if I wanted to. So, opponent's idle TC time is climbing. We've both gotten to click on Castle Age. And, yeah, we're gonna have our power spike. A lot of Vils on wood here. This is a really miserable wood line. My opponent's coming over here. I don't know if I saw this. I might have. Yeah, he wanted to tower this. I do remember seeing this. At some point, yeah, I clicked the Vils on them. Yeah, so we do have an engagement here. I have way more Vils to handle this. I'm not too worried about it. And he will retreat back. So my opponent did want a tower rush. We stopped it on this end. We do have towers over here though. So opponent drops a 3rd tower. These 2 are within range. We're gonna have a little bit of tower combat. I'm gonna have more arrows coming out of mine because I do have 3 Vils garrison. More damage, but it does do some damage to my worker efficiency though, right? Opponent's gonna stay there. I think I was trying to click on him because he was in range, and I think I was just having another issue with clicking on objects here. So yeah, I won back on stone and pulled it off gold because I do want to get another town center. I think I might have gotten enough stone to drop a town center, but I do want another town center. And like I said, I'm trying to get the castle, trying to move this guy back and forth to kite the arrows, and as soon as he gets the castle, I get out of there. So yeah, some pressure from both sides here. Opponent's protected here on his wood. Dropping a mining camp, also still on stone. Opponent still has a good amount of stone with the number of towers they've dropped. So I did not show I built a workshop back here and also produced some man-at-arms. I want to fill a ram or 2 and go after these towers if possible. This is too much of a presence here. I'm not liking that. So if I can get this down, you know, that'd be idea. Obviously rams don't take a lot of damage from arrows, but they will take a lot of damage from Vils beating on them. That's why the man-at-arms are there. I pop back into the ram. Again, I think I was having issues trying to target with this tower. So this ram is going to clean up this this tower. This is a good waste on resources. So this is working in my favor, and then the Vil turns to the ram. This is within range of my tower, but again, I couldn't click the Vils. So a little bit of back and forth here, causing some idle TC time again. The ram's a little bit beat up. I want to pull this back to be repaired. Opponent is grabbing a guard tower here. Still going back, and I'm about to lose this tower, though. This tower has seen better days, and it's not in range for me to protect it. My opponent's definitely probably got a better chance at protecting or repairing their tower than me, because I could not click anything. I pull these Vils back. A lot just happening here. I'm still making Man-at-Arms, and I finally get my stone for a castle, which should hit this one. Rams coming forward. I got a lot of Vils building that castle up. We're gonna have a lot of Man-at-Arms pop out. These Vils are gonna be in trouble. Pick that Vil up. Still have 2 Rams. This is gonna go down quick. Castle is up. A lot happening here. These Vils hop out into this tower now. This isn't a great setup for me with the Man-at-Arms, because these towers are protecting each other. But this tower will go down. This ram has plenty of health. I really need to pull these back. Alright, we're good. Alright, how's everything looking? We have a lot on wood here. I don't have a new wood line yet. I want to drop some stables. Opponent has dropped a barracks finally. They have their blacksmith. They're trying to wall up a bit. This has eaten up a lot of our attention. So, yeah. This side is well defended at this point. This tower will go down. These Vils are going to pop out, but I have plenty of Man-at-Arms in here to deal with 2 Vils. I was trying to block this Vil a little bit, but I was also having issues with controlling the Man-at-Arms. This Vil takes that Man-at-Arms down because of the arrows. I'm trying to pull this ram back. This ram is now in position to just do work on this tower. These Vils are gonna get away. So finally cleaned that up a little bit. Opponent is floating a lot of wood. They've also clicked up to Imperial Age. Imperial Age is much cheaper for the Byzantines. We do have a significant build difference here, though. 47 to 64, and that's because my opponents had quite a bit of idle TC time, but also I think it took them a little bit longer to get the second TC down. So with what's left of this ram, I want to see if I can just grab whatever attention here. Maybe knock down a couple houses. Another house going up here. So going back here, I am establishing some kind of new military to hopefully pressure from this side is my thought, and I'm dropping a castle right here. Walls around this, so this should be well protected. I would like to have had more Vils here, though. It does require a lot of effort to build a castle, and a lot less effort to build some towers, especially with this many Vils. Oh my god. We're in trouble. Will this go up? Will this go up? That's pretty far out. That's gonna be stopped. Oh boy. Oh boy. Opponent did a great job at contesting instructions here. Stop the tower from going up over here, and then stop the castle. Coming in here with a knight now. This knight will be met with its counter. So this is that knight did not stand a chance. Opponent did not press any further on this side with towers. Did see the military there and thought better of it. I am going to drop a tower, sorry, another castle over here. It's going to be a lot harder for my opponent to respond this time. There's not as many vills gathered on this side. And I'm pressuring from in here. So kind of like a double step thing. Build a castle and also distract, or distract and attack. So opponent's going to lose a lot of vills here. They already were behind on vills. And going to build a castle here. And this is going to be well defended from this military. And these guys didn't sneak in through here. So this castle will go up. Eco kill death is 15 to 11. We've both gotten our shots in. And I'm going to have to pull this military back. It's not going to be able to do anything. Opponent's attacking here. This castle is up. This tower will go down. Just chaos everywhere, right? Losing military. Running under the town center. But idling my opponent's economy quite a bit here. We're down to 20 in the 20s for percentage. So pretty decent there. But yeah, just very hectic. I am not up to Imperial Age yet. I did do enough damage to where it would be tough for my opponent to mass something in Imperial Age right now. You know, part of getting into Imperial Age is, you know, having the economy to support what it is you plan to do. We are grabbing some very expensive upgrades with 41 vills. I'm trying to expand a little bit eventually, because we are running out of resources here. We're down to 2 tiles on this gold. Still a little bit of gold here. A lot of vills on stone. Dropping a town center here. Just, it's looking kind of rough within the base, so... I see an arrow. Oh, they're firing on this house. Okay. So yeah, taking a little bit of a break from combat. There's not a whole lot that I can do pressure-wise on my opponents. A lot of this is well protected with the castle and town centers now. Looking up to Imperial Age. I did just grab Wheelbarrow. And it's time to start getting Trebs to pressure my opponent's strongholds. But my opponent's also thinking the same thing. Treb's very expensive, obviously. And like I said, the economy is not here to really support it too much. So my opponent is going to lean on vills to build structures to protect the Trebs. Smart move. T90 talks about this quite a bit. And I like the strat. I have not yet to use it, but it's a good move. I'm thinking about dropping another castle. I want to see if I can, you know, lock this down from both sides, from any kind of raids. I don't know what my opponent's economy really looks like, other than, you know, the attacks that I did get in. But I'm not familiar with what's going on around the perimeter of the map, so I don't know what I don't know. We hit Imperial Age. I have some resources to get a Treb out, but I just haven't queued it up yet. We are going to grab 2-man saw. Opponent has a second Treb in the queue, and I'm repairing this castle. I do have quite a bit on stone still, so we can repair this for a bit. And like I said, the Byzantine castles have a lot more HP, so we'll be there for a bit, for as long as, you know, there's one Treb on the field. Another castle up, so can come in, go into both sides with Trebs at this point. Gonna try moving vills out here to the sides. As I said, I'm getting low on gold within the base, so it's time to start expanding. I dropped the town center back here, closer to a wood line. But yeah, we're getting to the late game here. My opponent might have given up on queuing up vills here. I mean, he's not too much more idle than I am at this point. I do have 91 vills. I have 101 pop right now. Usually I tend to tail off at that point. 2 Trebs firing on the castle now. I have a Treb of my own out here. Need to get more queued up. I am grabbing handcart at this point. Third Treb coming in for my opponent, and this will speed up the fall of my castle. I am massing my military here with the camels. Opponent is going to drop a castle here as well. Treb out on that side, Treb over here. Yeah, just not a lot of resources in the pocket right now to produce a lot of Trebs. Especially since I'm trying to pressure from both sides. This castle is now producing a Trebs, almost done. It'll get it out before it goes down. We don't have anything coming out of this castle. This castle is trying to grab conscription. Let's zoom out here. There's a lot going on here. There's two castles under attack from opposite sides. I'm just trying to make a dent in here while this castle's up. So two castles, two Trebs on this side. Conscription's about to come in and queued up a Treb. So yeah, this is quite the showdown here. We're in trouble now. These Trebs are exposed, and my opponent's going to send the pikes forward. So there's not a whole lot that these Trebs were really doing. They did take a market down, which was nice. Trying to go after my opponent's Treb here that was on this castle, and we can see that my opponent has keeps now. 4 Trebs on this side. I lose a Treb, and this Treb is exposed, and there's really no point in trying to pack that up. So yeah, starting to even out here in terms of what this is looking like. My opponent has the counter to my military, so I have to start thinking a bit differently, and that's why we got heavy Cav Archer upgrade coming in. I want to try Cav Archer. I feel like Cav Archer for me, I tried it one time and it felt terrible, and I never tried it again. But whenever my opponents have Cav Archers, I feel like they're like impossible to deal with. I don't know if anyone else feels that way about Cav Archers, but I do. This Treb is wide open. It will go down. These Trebs are actually pretty open too. I know these towers are here, but they're no match for Imperial Age units at this point. So yeah, we're massing Cav Archers. I'm gonna give it another try, because I don't feel like doing archers or skirms at this point. So having a little bit of mobility, we'll be able to duck in and out from the towers. My opponent is coming forward here. Looks like he wants to drop more keeps and pressure in with keeps and move forward with that to pressure this castle and my town centers. But I am coming forward with the Cav Archers. I am diving under some pressure here from pikemen. You know what I think it is? The Cav Archers just shoot. They take slower. The animation to fire a shot is just a little bit slower. I finally got ballistics. That's why I couldn't really stand there and dodge too much. So opponent does have some keeps moving forward here. I'm trying to dive under this to deal with these vills. My opponent has started to queue more vills, by the way. I'm up to 42 minutes on idle TC time, though. Hold up. Was that a Treb shot that just hit that? Oh, I heard this hit. I thought it hit the Cav Archer. That kind of would have been funny. So this castle's done. I'm using these Trebs to try and pressure these keeps down, just so I have more room for raiding. I think we just saw, yeah, I have a bunch of scouts queued up, and that's because I want to try to raid now. I don't really have the resources to upgrade it, so that's why I'm just trying to get the scouts out for now. Also, I don't know what that noise is. I don't know if it's like the birds that are flying that are making the cry noise, but it's kind of weird. It comes up every now and then. So, yeah, I feel pretty good with the Cav Archers right now. They have mobility. It felt good using them. I will say that I did try to use them in the next match after this and got completely destroyed. So, I'm probably back on to hating Cav Archers again. But gold's about to run out here. We're expanded to the perimeters of the base. My opponent's also been walking around with placing watchtowers down. These guys are done. So there's just so much happening here in the middle. It's hard to pay attention to the outside. We are getting some pressure here from the pikemen. We are mostly in protection from castle fire from the pikemen, but the Trebs are within range now of my town center and my castle. So this is looking rough. I'm gonna dive the towers to try and take out some more Vills and maybe get some damage onto the Trebs. I have some camels coming in from this side. I think I accidentally queued up a skirmisher there, but we're gonna get some of these Trebs down, which is gonna help give me some breathing room since I did just lose my town center. Opponent's now grabbing ballistics, which will make the towers fire a lot better, or more accurately. And I'm using some of my light cav now to raid and get these Trebs down if possible. And yeah, lost the Treb, but also lost the scout. We've cleaned up this side. We're firing down on the town center. This town center is going to go down. It should be my opponent's last. Yes, my opponent's last town center. Cataphracts on the field. The Cav Archers are taking care of them, and the GG should be coming in shortly. Yeah, this was a fun one. It was a lot going on. Like I said, it's fun when you're on a map that usually ends very early. I feel like because a lot of people are just like, screw it, I'll just queue up for another one. I don't like this map anyway. But yeah, I felt like it was appropriate to load up upload a dispute map just because it's something a little bit different than Arabia and Arena. So it was good to see. Opponent's going to try to lock down the center here and hope that pushing this castle down will get me to forfeit, but my opponent does not have a town center. It's not good for picking off Vills in the long run. They have the stone and wood, but opted to not try to drop it on the sides and expand from there. I think they did have a presence on the... Yeah, probably just forgot these guys were here. I think I pressured this with the Cav Archers. So yeah, moving in towards the middle here. Firing on these Trebs. I have a lot of light Cav that are about to come in here, and we're just going to pincer this into the middle and wrap this one up. More Trebs. There's nothing that can really protect these Vills at this point. Attempt at a town center there, but it's a little too late at this point. We're kind of trying to stall, but the point differential has grown substantially. We'll speed this one up to the end. Halberdier coming in. Very expensive upgrade this late in the game. 39 Vills. And I just got the Winged Hussar, so... GG called. And that was like I said, that was a fun one, being able to survive on this map for as long as we did. Wow, look at that APM. 182 for peak. I'll take that. And 42 is my average. That might be a first. I didn't realize that. Interesting. But yeah, great match. It was a lot of fun. A lot of back and forth there. It was cool to see, some towers come out and then, fall back into, using castles. So yeah, it was cool. No, not a lot of monk play here. I did start to grab some relics late in the game, but yeah, it was a fun one overall. So hats off, Moon 182. That's gonna do it for me, guys. So for now, feel free to like, comment, consider subscribing. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'll catch you all in the next siege. Peace.